Good afternoon. We'll call to order the Board of Mayor and Aldermen meeting for May 14, 2019. I've asked Alderman Bryant to do the prayer, we'll do the pledge, and then we'll do the adoption of the agenda. Please rise.
Let's pray. Lord, we thank you for this day to come back. Just thank you, God, for all the blessings that you show up on us. Lord, we just thank you for this beautiful day. Just thank you for the times that we have in our city, in our county, and state, God, and we can enjoy. We can enjoy the kind of springs we have, the kind of weather we have. God, we just pray that you be with all the ones that's graduating this coming the next few days locally, all our high schools, our colleges, God. We just pray you be with those students wherever they go, wherever life takes them. God, just pray that you look over them. Put your hand on them, take care of them. Lord, we just thank you for all your blessings that you give us here in the city. Pray, God, that whatever we do would be in your will. Lord, we just very thankful for all of our employees, God. We just want to thank you for all the good work that all our employees does. Lord, as we go through this meeting and into the main part of it, God, we just pray you would have your will. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Does anybody have any problems with any corrections or any amendments to the agenda?
Do we need to take dairy days off?
Mr. Collins, it's been noted that the dairy days is not going to happen this year.
Our commander was notified, and I'll defer to Chief Howe, but we've received an email saying that the organization were not prepared to do it this year.
That is correct.
All right.
So do we need to take it off, or just,
Yes.
you know for sure we're not going to have it?
According to the email, they're not having it, so my suggestion would be take it off the
I'd move we take the dairy days off the agenda.
Second.
Second.
Adrian, call the roll.
Mr. Bryant?
Aye.
Ms. Allen?
Aye.
Ms. Small?
Aye.
Mr. Alder?
Aye.
Ms. Hartman?
Aye.
Ms. Martinez?
Aye.
That's it. We need to approve the regular meeting minutes of April 9th, 2019. Anybody have any corrections or adjustments to the minutes? If not, those will stand. We'll start with our reports. Fayetteville, Lincoln County Chamber of Commerce. Carolyn Denton, welcome.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for allowing me to be here tonight. Our annual community guide is at the printer, so we hope to have that in the next week to be able to get those distributed. Some updates with tourism. We are in the proofing stages of our Fayetteville brochure and getting that updated. The Highway 64 brochure has been updated and printed. And we are working on a billboard on I-65. It will be heading south just before exit 14. Last week was National Tourism Week, and I had the pleasure of going to the Ardmore Welcome Center and inviting folks to get off at exit 14 and come to visit us. And of course, that Welcome Center is just busy constantly, and got to meet a lot of interesting folks that were making their trek back to mainly from Florida, going back home for the summertime. And also, I've given you a copy of our latest postcard. These are available at the chamber and also at Carter's Drugstore. So we'd like to have something for folks to take back home with them. Music in the Park will be kicking off on May the 30th with Strangers with Friends. We have 9 weeks of concerts scheduled. This is our new logo. We're really excited about having a logo, and this of course is a hand fan because it gets pretty toasty there at the park during the summer. So this is something that folks can take back home with them, and then it has the schedule of concerts on the back side of it. And then we also have posters that we have around town too, but trying to promote music in the park, and we'll have concessions at each concert this year, and we'll also have a few t-shirts. We've kind of got a limited supply, so we know those are going to sell fast, and of course the hand fans that will be given away. So we want to encourage everybody to come. For our Student Advisory Board, they had their graduation last month. We met at Copperweld, and Shannon Danielson did some mock interviews, which was interesting, showing them the do's and don'ts for a professional job interview. Garrett Honey came and was our guest speaker and talked about growing up in Fayetteville and Lincoln County and moving away, getting his education, and then coming back and opening a business and raising a family. And of course, Lauren knows a little something about that. But we were glad to have Garrett to talk to the students. For their penny drive, they raised $939.90 for tomorrow's Blue Ribbon Walk for Junior's House. And for the upcoming board, we'll have 15 students for next year. And Julia Cox was the $500 scholarship winner. She had the most volunteer points at the end of the year. We're planning our Small Business and Entrepreneur Boot Camp. That will be August the 15th. The Biz Foundry is coming back again this year to be our facilitator, and we'll have some local entrepreneurs that will be talking to the attendees as well, and we'll have more details coming soon about that. Our 19th annual Tee Off for Progress will be on June the 14th at Pebble Creek Golf Club, and we encourage any golfers to come out and play with us. We've got some great prizes that we'll be giving away. And as always, we encourage folks to get involved in Host Your Christmas Past. It's coming up November the 8th, 9th, and 10th. It's a great way for nonprofits and school organizations to do some fundraising during the festival. And you can always give us a call if you need some ideas on things that you can do to get involved. But we want it to be a great host, and we want as many people as can to get involved. So,
Thank you. Do I have any
my
questions or comments? Thank you, Carol.
thank you.
Next, we have Fayetteville Main Street.
Hello, thank y'all for the opportunity for me to be here tonight. For the ones that don't know me, I think everyone does, but I'm Lauren Honey, and I just became the Fayetteville Main Street Director this past March. So I'm very excited about the opportunity to work with all of you. We just wrapped up our 5th annual Slawburger Festival. It was another successful year, even though we had a smaller crowd due to the weather. But overall, it seemed like a great turnout with the circumstances, and the people that did come seemed like they had a blast. So the vendors and the merchants seemed pleased. Some of the merchants the day of the festival actually said that the weather caused more people to come inside of their stores and shop because it was rainy and cold. So that was great. So thanks for everyone that was involved in making that day wonderful. A special thanks to all the sponsors, the vendors, the participants, and especially the volunteers and the merchants. So we're already starting to plan for our next year's Slawburger Festival, which will be Saturday, April 18th. We just wrapped up our last meeting and graduation with the 2018-2019 Teen Board. We had 10 students that were represented by all 3 high schools. We had a great year, successful year with them. I got to meet all of them at the last meeting, but they seemed very lovely. The recipient of the Fayetteville Main Street Scholarship this year was Sarah Kuntz from Lincoln County High School. She received a scholarship based on she had the most points with volunteer hours through Main Street and also the community as well. A big thanks to Drianne Newton. She was the representative of our executive board to help out with the teen board this year. The 2019 Fayetteville's First Friday series was kicked off Friday, May 3rd, and we will continue that through October. They are held on the first Friday of every month between roughly 4 to 7 p.m. Each first Friday, the stores are encouraged to stay open later for those, after-hour shoppers. The vendors that attended seemed very pleased with their sales and are excited to return back. We've got some other vendors that have reached out that are interested in coming, next month. So all vendors have locally grown or locally made items. There is not a vendor fee at all. It's on a first come first served basis. So this event is strictly 100% to encourage people to come downtown, to enjoy our downtown, and to, of course, shop and eat local. Boxes were placed in all of the Main Street members' businesses that had extended hours through that event. For customers to have the opportunity to go in and sign up for the opportunity to win a $50 gift certificate that could be used at any Main Street business. No purchase was necessary. This opportunity will be available every first Friday, so make sure to visit downtown and enjoy those events and join in on the fun. We're excited to see how this series is going to turn out, so the next one will be Friday, June 7th. Farm to Table, we have been working really hard on planning the 3rd annual Farm to Table event. Tickets actually go on sale this Saturday, May 18th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Fayetteville Main Street office. There is going to be $75 per ticket, and there's a limit to 4 tickets per person. This event will be at the Howell Community Center this year, but there's only 125 tickets, so make sure to plan ahead if you're interested, because that is also on a first come first served basis. And then, like Carolyn said, we've already started planning the host of Christmas Past. We're really excited about that, and those dates will be November 8th, 9th, and 10th. But just on behalf of Fayetteville Main Street and myself, thank you so much for all that you do and continue to do for our downtown area, and I'm looking forward to working with you.
Thank you. Anybody have questions or comments? Thank you so much for coming. We'll move to our standing committee reports. We'll start with Interim Chief Smart with the Fire Department.
Thank you, Mayor. For the month of April, we had 1 fire call with a $3,000 loss, 59 medical calls, 9 accidents, 1 extrication, 10 other calls of service for a total of 80 calls.
Thank you, sir. Moving to the Police Department, Chief Howell.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. For the month of April, we made 77 arrests, issued 36 citations with a total activity events of 1,043. That's my report, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Chief. We'll move to the Recreation Department, Mr. Mitchell.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I kind of have a lengthy report here because it's this time of the year. May 25th, our swimming pool's opening up. That'll be the opening day. We're going to have Kona Ice there. We're also going to have the famous Brad Bowen DJing that day from 11 to 4. We also that day we're going to have Debbie Vickers will be at our softball complex to have a 5-field travel ball tournament. Should be an all-day event. June 8th is our 18th annual fishing rodeo coming up. It'll be from 8 to 12 at Stonebridge Park. I encourage everybody to come attend. June 14th, we're going to try to have a daddy-daughter dance at the rec center from 6 to 8. Information should be hitting the paper next week on that event. June 29th, we're having our 4th annual Independence Day Festival at Don Davis and Lions Club Complex. Kids Park, right now, still waiting on the parks to come in. Hopefully, people should start seeing something show up there in the next couple of weeks is what I'm hoping on that. We're also working with the Lions Club, Mr. Blake Copeland and them. They're donating the material and stuff to build another pavilion above the Kids Park area by Burton Street. We're going to make an entrance there into the park that way. The way it'll be set up there is a parent can sit underneath the pavilion and see the whole playground area versus partial of it. Our ball leagues are cranking up, going now. Soccer's about to finish up. Our concession stands this year that we're running in-house are doing very well. Right now, I think we're about at a total of $8,200 revenue coming. I should say revenue, but it's come through so far. And I'd just like everybody to bear with us on the outside weather's had us behind. And usually this time of year we have 4 trustees to 5. With the shortest trustees, we only have 1, so it's kind of been a little difficult to stay caught up, but we're doing the best we can. And that's my report, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Mitchell. We'll move to Public Works, Mr. Plunkett.
Thank you, Mayor. Month of April, we had 251 ton of trash. Brush was 126. May the 27th is a holiday. I'd like to ask everybody not to put no trash or brush, anything out on Sunday, wait till Monday, and we'll get it all picked up Monday night. And Monday night, Tuesday morning, we'll pick it all up, and get it then. And that's my report, Mayor.
Thank you, sir. We'll move to planning codes. Ms. Gentry?
Thank you, Mayor. For the month of April, we issued 15 permits with a total project valuation of $110,345.49. The fees totaled $1,125. On the property maintenance side, Lennis included on your iPads her current violation log, which includes approximately 235 violations. We have received good feedback for our spring property maintenance show on FPU, and we encourage anybody who has any neighborhood violations to give our department a call, and we'll try to help you with that. And then I just wanted to mention I was very blessed to attend the Tennessee Basic Economic Development course last week in Nashville, and I got so many networking connections and was just able to get so many ideas that I hope to bring back and implement here.
Congratulations on your completion of the week-long course.
I was blessed to receive a full scholarship, so we didn't have to pay anything for the class.
Great. Thank you. Mr. Collins, City Administrator's report.
Thank you, Mayor. Bid opening will be held on Tuesday, May 21st, next Tuesday, for the Phase 1 Greenway. And this cycle of the bid process, we've had 5 different companies pick up the plans for it. William D. Jones is still in with TDOT Structures Division, and right away everything is moving forward on it very well though, and in a report on May 3rd they're projecting to go bid opening around late July or early August on William D. Jones project. The Phase 2 of the Greenway project, the permitting process has been completed. It was somewhat of a challenge because of crossing the river and other issues, but the environmental phase has been complete also, and the projected bid date on that is late August, early September. Camp Blunt had a very productive meeting today on it. Plans for the Phase 1, which will be initiated this summer, are being submitted to Patrick McIntyre. Had a very good conversation with him today, the Executive Director of the State Historic Preservation Office. And he is looking forward to receiving our preliminary plans. And then the process is going to be, once he approves it, it's got to go before the State Building Commission. And that information will be provided to him no later than Friday of this week. And then he is planning on coming down and doing a site visit and more detailed information in 2 to 4 weeks. And our projection is to start on the parking lot area and the entrance, and in conjunction with the restroom facility and the volunteer plaza and volunteer pavilion. All that hope to be kicked off by early fall. A couple more things, Mayor. Unfortunately, the Bagley Drive drainage issue, we only received 1 bid, and it was outside the scope of the opinion of probable costs. So we are rebidding that project and going to reach out to make sure that numerous contractors are aware of the bid process, and we're not going to have the mandatory pre-bid meeting. And lastly, just want to make a quick comment. During the weather system, we was having last week Mother's Day weekend, we had some weather move in, and there was some concern voiced that the sirens were not going off when the tornado warning was issued. However, if y'all will recall, the new warning system only, well, I'll just quote the EMA director, Our new weather system operated as it was designed. The sirens that fell under the warning polygon activated and others did not. It may take some getting used to because all of them were activated in the past. So apparently they were activated in the southern end of the county where the EF0 moved through, but they were not activated here in town because we were not under the direct warning. And Mayor, that's my report, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Collins. There's no unfinished business, so we'll move into new business. Item A, Lincoln County Warriors Project. At the Finance Committee meeting this month and at a work session, we had representatives from the Friends of Fayetteville, Lincoln County Veterans, a new 501c3 organization, come in front of us and ask for a one-time contribution of $35,000 in conjunction with a request they're making from the county to purchase a building on the north side of the square in which they would like to house the Warrior Project. We discussed this. We moved it from finance to work session. We had a discussion work session, so I hear a motion in regards to this item.
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion that we give this project the $35,000 to purchase this building. I think we owe that to our veterans, our men and women that have fought for our freedom, so I think we can do this for them. I'll second.
Any discussion?
I move to amend the motion by adding that being contingent on the county doing the same thing. The county partnering with us on it, which they don't know yet. I've talked to them, they're not sure yet. And also I'd like to add another thing to that amendment. I'd also like to add to my amendment that should this go through and the city and county both pass it and go through, that we reserve the option to enter in some interlocal agreements with the Warriors Project to be determined at a later time.
Do we need a second on that?
Yeah.
I'll second.
You do second.
All right. Any other discussion? Adrian, call the roll.
Miss Allen.
Aye.
Miss Small.
Aye.
Mr. Alder.
Aye.
Miss Hartman.
Aye.
Miss Martinez.
Aye.
Mr. Bryant.
Aye.
That item passes. We need to, is that for the amendment we voted on?
That was the amendment. Now we need to do the
All
main
right,
motion.
Now we'll do the main motion.
Yeah.
You call the roll, Adrian.
Miss Small.
Aye.
Mr. Alder.
Aye.
Miss Hartman.
Aye.
Miss Martinez.
Aye.
Mr. Bryant.
Aye.
Miss Allen.
Aye.
That item passed. Congratulations. We wish you well with that. Item B, 805 Shawnee Avenue property. We had an appraisal done. Mr. Collins, will you speak to this for a second?
Yes, sir. An appraisal was done and the price came back appraised value based on the report and the other area properties was at $30,000. Initially, the property owner was asking $50,000 for it, and we counter-offered with a $30,000 appraised value, and she has since countered with $36,000 plus the city and take care of all the closing costs.
Say that again, Scott. She said 30 plus closing costs.
36,000 plus all closing costs.
If it's the will of the board, I need a motion to entertain this opportunity.
Yeah, I remember what was on that text, the updated text.
35.
Was it 35?
Mm-hmm. Excuse me, 35. I'm pretty sure it's 35.
Okay.
Without a motion, it'll die on the floor and we'll go on to the next item. All right, we'll go on to item C. Item C, the demolition of 406 Hedgemont Avenue. This is a piece of property the city picked up, and there was a fire at the house, and need a motion for $2,500 to demolish the building on the property.
I'll make that motion, Mr. Mayor.
Second.
Second.
Any discussion? Adrian, call the roll.
Mr. Alder?
Aye.
Ms. Hartman?
Aye.
Ms. Martinez?
Aye.
Mr. Bryant?
Aye.
Ms. Allen?
Aye.
Ms. Small?
Aye.
That item passes. Item D, emergency HVAC repair. Mr. Collins, you,
Yes, sir. The units heating the upstairs multi-purpose room and offices on the end of the hall, the units went out, and with the heat and everything, we declared it an emergency. We did receive quotes for the work, and it come back at, the low quote was $14,391. That has been installed and taken care of, but in accordance to our purchasing policy, the board needs to be made aware and approve the expenditure.
I make a motion, Mr. Mayor, that we accept this and bid on the purchase of this new air conditioning system.
motion from Alderman Hartman, second.
Second.
Second from Vice Mayor Small. Any discussion? Adrian, call the roll, please.
Ms. Hartman?
Aye.
Ms. Martinez?
Aye.
Mr. Bryant?
Aye.
Ms. Allen?
Aye.
Ms. Small?
Aye.
Mr. Alder?
Aye.
That item passes. We move to item E, the repair of the pavilion roof at Kiwanis Park. The board had previously approved $12,500 for that. The bid open the other day came in at $17,750. We need a motion to approve $5,250 for that repair.
I'll make the motion, Mayor, we approve the amount you just quoted for repair of the pavilion at Kiwanis Park.
Second.
I second.
Any discussion?
This is a bid now? This
Yes,
is actual bid?
Yes,
Real numbers?
yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
It's on the
construction
iPad.
cost.
Yeah, it's on the iPad.
Well, yeah, I've got it on the iPad, but the reason I asked that was because we got a little confusion about
Yes,
this,
sir.
and I want to be sure that it
Yes,
did
it's
end up getting bid.
Alderman Hartman, you had a question?
Were there other bids, Scott? Okay.
Only one was turned in.
Adrian,
Ms.
call-
Martinez?
Aye.
Mr. Bryant?
Aye.
Ms. Allen?
Aye.
Ms. Small?
Aye.
Mr. Alder?
Aye.
Ms. Hartman?
Aye.
That item passes. Item F, we had a property owner asking if the city will accept a donation of 607 Bellevue Avenue South. We talked about this in the work session. Need a motion?
I'll make the motion, we accept that donation of property 607 Bellevue Avenue.
Second.
Second.
Any discussion? Adrian, call the roll, please.
Mr. Bryant?
Aye.
Ms. Allen?
Aye.
Ms. Small?
Aye.
Mr. Alder?
Aye.
Ms. Hartman?
Aye.
Ms. Martinez?
Aye.
That item passes. Item G, Recreation and Aquatic Feasibility Study. We've approved the money for this feasibility study. The firm is HFR Design of Brentwood, Tennessee. We just need a motion to approve that firm to do the feasibility study.
I move, Mayor, that we approve the amount quoted for the feasibility study.
I second.
Any discussion? Adrian, call the roll, please.
Ms. Allen?
Aye.
Ms. Small?
Aye.
Mr. Alder?
Aye.
Ms. Hartman?
Aye.
Ms. Martinez?
Aye.
Mr. Bryant?
Aye.
That item passes. Item H, Branding Marketing Initiative. We talked the other day about, we accepted bids on a branding initiative for the city of Fayetteville. It went through, was scored by this a select group of people, and then it went to IT planning. They brought that recommendation to work session, and the Chandler Thinks of Franklin, Tennessee had a base bid of $62,400. Mr. Collins, you're asking to add another 2018 to that, to where it doesn't exceed $80,400.
Yes, sir. And this will be taken out of tourism funds.
In a motion,
Mr. Mayor, I move we suspend the rules to discuss number H and I before we actually take action on both of them.
All right, second.
I'll second.
All right.
Need a vote.
Adrian, call the roll, please.
Ms. Small?
Aye.
Mr. Alder?
Aye.
Ms. Hartman?
Aye.
Ms. Martinez?
Aye.
Mr. Bryant?
Aye.
Ms. Allen?
Aye.
The reason I've asked to suspend the rules is because we can talk any way we want to. We don't have to be under. I think we all know that. To me, I'm all for this. I have been all along, but this is sticker shock to me. And of course, the way we handle this, we didn't really, we kind of left it up. This is professional type things that you can enter into. We mainly just figured which ones we want to go with and kind of left it up to the city administrator and all to get these prices and all. I had thought earlier on, I'd heard some numbers, estimates maybe in the $50-something thousand range on these. I guess not. But the main problem I've got with them, and I think we need to just discuss it outside of the rules, and if it's all right with enough people and it's all right, I don't particularly like adding this $38,000 on as an option, because this is pretty heavy options, and we've not been told as a board what these options could be. This is $38,000. We don't have a clue. This is just voting on options in the blind to do what? I'm not particularly against the main part of it per se, but excuse me, I've been weed eating all day is what's going on here, and I don't wear a mask like I should. But I don't feel real comfortable with those options, because that's a whole lot of money. Us not having any idea, it's not going through finance, not going through anything.
This is the first time we've seen these numbers, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's my take on the option part.
Anybody else?
I agree with Alderman Bryant that, that is a lot to add to the cost for, we're not sure for what. So I would have to agree with him.
I mean, could we not come back if we go down this road, and this for the benefit of the whole town? We're trying to improve the city all the way across, and I know it's coming out of tourism funds, but that's money. It's still, we have to be a little bit careful how hard we hit that tourism fund. But I don't see why, if this is passed on both of them without the options, I don't see why we can't come back later, and if the administration can make a good, or the employees make a good case why we should add the options on, then as a board we could decide at that time. I'm not for these options right now. That's part of it I'm not for.
And we could do that, couldn't we?
We need to hear what some of the options are.
Yeah.
We kind of vote in the blind. We know what some of it is, but I'm still.
Yes, sir.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm still what. And that's the reason I want us to have a more informal discussion. I'm not trying to kill these at all, but still $38,000, and we can decide if we want to do these options, I think, at a later time. And if they make a good enough case for it, we can do it. If they don't make a good enough case for it, we'll say no. That's where I'm at on it.
So is your recommendation to take it back into committee?
Well, no.
And flesh it out more?
No, I don't. No, I think we need to handle it tonight. My recommendation is, if the board kind of agrees with this, number one, we got to go back under the rules before we do anything. My recommendation is to act on the $62,400 only, and to act on this $74,370 only, and to not act on those options. That's what I'm thinking. I'd like to see us go ahead and do it tonight so they get moving on it, but I would like to be able to come back and study those options better.
And where did the amounts for the auctions come from? I mean, is that a number pulled out of the air?
No,
or-
ma'am, it's in the booklet provided, and it had everything listed out and the optional costs. But however, the alderman is absolutely correct. We can go ahead and initiate it at the base price, and then as the board sees the value of it, you all may decide toward the end of the campaign to see if you want to do the Jumpstart branding, public relations, or brand coaching, because a lot of these come at the end of the project anyway, sir. So,
Yeah, I'm not for a Cadillac, I'm for an Oldsmobile. They don't make Oldsmobile no more. I'm for a Chevrolet or something or other on this. And that's the reason, that's my thoughts. But hey, we outside the rules, anybody can say anything you want to about it.
Any other discussion? Should we go back to rules?
I move if we go back under the rules and to take care of number H and 9 under the rules.
We need a second.
Second.
Adrian, call the roll.
Mr. Alder?
Aye.
Ms. Hartman?
Aye.
Ms. Martinez?
Aye.
Mr. Bryant?
Aye.
Ms. Allen?
Aye.
Ms. Small?
Aye.
So back to item H. Need a motion on whether we,
Mr. Mayor, I move that we approve the $62,400 for the branding and marketing to come out of the tourism fund balance.
I second.
any discussion? Adrian, call the roll, please.
Ms. Hartman?
Aye.
Ms. Martinez?
Aye.
Mr. Bryant?
Aye.
Ms. Allen?
Aye.
Ms. Small?
Aye.
Mr. Alder?
Aye.
Item passed. Item I, Downtown Master Plan. This would be the Walker Collaborative of Nashville, Tennessee, at a cost not to exceed $74,370, which was the base bid.
Mr. Mayor, I move we approve the $74,307 to come out of the tourism fund.
Second.
Second.
Any discussion? Adrian, call the roll, please.
Ms. Martinez?
Aye.
Mr. Bryant?
Aye.
Ms. Allen?
Aye.
Ms. Small?
Aye.
Mr. Alder?
Aye.
Ms. Hartman?
Aye.
That item passes. Item J, call for a public hearing for the FY 2020 budget for June, to be right before the June meeting. You just need a motion on that.
I'll make that motion, Mayor.
Vice Mayor, second.
Second.
Any discussion? Adrian, call the roll, please.
Mr. Bryant?
Aye.
Ms. Allen?
Aye.
Ms. Small?
Aye.
Mr. Alder?
Aye.
Ms. Hartman?
Aye.
Ms. Martinez?
Aye.
That item passes. The rest of the items are permits. Item K is First Friday Main Street event, which was just explained earlier in the report from Main Street. Need a motion to pass this.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Adrian, call the roll, please.
Ms. Allen?
Aye.
Ms. Small?
Aye.
Mr. Alder?
Aye.
Ms. Hartman?
Aye.
Ms. Martinez?
Aye.
Mr. Bryant?
Aye.
That item passes. Item L, Ralph Askin's Tiger Tracks event this Friday, May 17th. Annual event.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Second to, well, Alderman Al. Any discussion? Adrian, call the roll, please.
Ms. Small?
Aye.
Mr. Alder?
Aye.
Ms. Hartman?
Aye.
Ms. Martinez?
Aye.
Mr. Bryant?
Aye.
Ms. Allen?
Aye.
Item passes. Item M, Fayetteville Middle School Tiger Breakout, May 20th.
Move to approve.
Second.
Second, Vice Mayor. Any discussion? Adrian, call the roll, please.
Mr. Alder?
Aye.
Ms. Hartman?
Aye.
Ms. Martinez?
Aye.
Mr. Bryant?
Aye.
Ms. Allen?
Aye.
Ms. Small?
Aye.
That item passes. We removed item N. Item O, Kids Fishing Rodeo, as Mr. Mitchell mentioned, on June 8th.
Move to approve fishing rodeo June 8th.
Second.
Second, Alderman Hartman. Any discussion? Adrian, call the roll, please.
Mr. Bryant?
Aye.
Ms. Allen?
Aye.
Ms. Small?
Aye.
Mr. Alder?
Aye.
Ms. Hartman?
Aye.
Ms. Martinez?
Aye.
Last item, item P, Independence Day celebration for June 29th.
So moved, Mayor.
Second.
Second.
Any discussion? Adrian, call the roll, please.
Ms. Allen?
Aye.
Ms. Small?
Aye.
Mr. Alder?
Aye.
Ms. Hartman?
Aye.
Ms. Martinez?
Aye.
Mr. Bryant?
Aye.
That item passes. That's all items under new business. We'll start our closing comments. Mr. Bryant?
Graduation time going on. It's, we got these high school young men and women graduating college, and certainly want to wish them the very best. Lincoln County High School's playing in championship baseball. They're moving well up. They're I think they won the district, maybe the region, I'm not sure, but remember them. I know they're playing hard. And everybody enjoy the spring weather. Thank you.
Well, it's an exciting time of year. You've heard a lot about a lot of different things going on, music in the park, the fishing rodeo, lots of reason to get outside. Just keep all the young people that'll be traveling in your prayers. I know towards the end of school we have a lot of people on the road. I'll be traveling with about 52 people from Fayetteville Middle School to Washington and New York, so just keep them in your thoughts and prayers.
We'll be praying for you, 52.
She's got 19 people to help her.
It's going to be a good time.
I'd just like to congratulate all the graduates all over the city and county and ask everyone to be careful on graduation night and have a safe and fun time.
Sean?
Same for me, just congratulations to all the graduates. I know they're all excited and hope they enjoy their time.
I know that the young kids are really excited to get out of school. I've heard a lot of teachers talking about they're just bouncing off the walls. So I always think of the little ones and them getting out to play. Be sure to watch for them on the streets and everything because they're super excited.
I'd like to congratulate the graduates as well and wish them the best of luck in their future as well. Wish everybody a happy and safe Memorial Day coming up and enjoy your summer break.
Before I give my closing comments, I need to read into the record, Fayetteville Public Utilities Comptroller's Office confirms receipt of a copy of the report on debt of obligation for Form CT-0253. And this covered 3 items: relocation of water, wastewater lines along Highway 64 from 2005, RUS loan for the benefit of Lincoln County Health Facilities, purchased 2 ambulances in 2015, water system improvements in 2016. So, Mr. Collins and Adrian, we have a report we need to put in with our minutes. Like everybody said, I want to congratulate our graduates, high school, college. It's an exciting time this week, and some have already, as you've seen, Facebook has lit up. I want to commend in our paper today 2 of our local in the city, Gia Ashby, volleyball and softball, and Julia Dixon in basketball. Gia plans to enlist in the U.S. Army and train in South Carolina after graduation, and Mr. Dixon has signed a scholarship to play with play at Morehead State, and Floyd Williams today yesterday signed a scholarship to play at Freed Hardman. So we want to support ours, and some of ours are still out there playing. And we want to recognize the passing of Tommy Sisk, Becky Sisk, that worked here for many years. Her husband passed away earlier in the week, and we've had some other significant passings lately, and we want to keep all their families in our prayers. So having said that, everybody have a good day, good rest of the month. We'll meet back in June. Thank you.